Teens can now begin learning to drive earlier in Kentucky, and a judge orders a child porn suspect to be kept in jail without bond. I'm Nick Collum, and this is the Mountaintop Daily. Teens in Kentucky can now get their driving instructional permits a full year earlier after Governor Andy Beshear signed a bill passed by the General Assembly lowering the age for permits to 15. Sheldon spoke to local police about the change.
Drivers will now have a new company on roadways after a state law has been signed lowering the age when teens can get licensed. The shift came when Governor Andy Beshear signed House Bill 15 Tuesday, and local law enforcement say they could now have a few more challenges ahead.
When the bill passed, of course, we got briefed on it. We got an email from the governor's office with the actual law on the bill wrote into it. It was written up as an emergency order, and we've got a lot of people conflicted about it here. There's a lot of guys that and women that have kids that's getting close to that age range or in that age range. Personal. So that's personal experience outside of professional experience. But now, like we were talking a little bit earlier, there's a huge gap between maturity levels between age 15 and 16.
As before, potential drivers are required to have their instruction permits for at least 180 days before taking the final driving test and cannot have any traffic convictions in that time.
As law enforcement, we get a lot of complaints about teenage drivers and things like that, especially around the school area. That's how we know who the complaints are coming in on, around the Pike High School, Pike Central area. People speeding, texting and driving, careless driving, things of that nature. So those kids, up until now were age 16 and older, 16 to 19 typically. So we probably expect that to go up a little.
Beshear has released a social media reel that takes a lighthearted view on the new law that features his son as a lobbyist.
Come in. Hey, Will.
Hey, Dad.
What's going on?
So I just thought we needed to have a father-son conversation.
Okay, about what?
House Bill 15.
Fine, I'll sign it, okay?
I was hoping you'd say that. Here's the bill. Here's your pen.
To all the 15-year-olds out there, drive safely. Good sir.
Reporting for Mountaintop News, I'm Sheldon Compton.
A federal judge has ordered a Pike County man to remain in jail without bond as he waits his trial on federal child porn charges. 53-year-old Lonnie James Maynard of Raccoon was initially arrested on state child porn charges back in January. Earlier this month, the case was bumped up to federal court after a federal grand jury indicted him on one count of producing child porn and one count of possessing it. The case began when a juvenile gave Maynard's phone to a woman and told her it contained child porn. After the woman gave it to police, they found 133 pictures and 7 videos believed to be child porn. On Wednesday, a judge ordered Maynard to be held in jail without bond pending the resolution case, saying there are no conditions of release that would reasonably assure he would show up for court. The judge based that ruling on findings that the weight of the evidence against Maynard is strong and he is subject to a lengthy sentence if he is convicted. If convicted, Maynard faces up to 10 years for the possession charge and up to 30 years for the production charge. He is being held in the Pike County Detention Center. Coming up after the break, the city of Pikeville paid tribute to a firefighter today on the first anniversary of his death. We'll tell you how when the Mountaintop Daily continues. But first, sports and weather.
With this Mountaintop Sports Report for Wednesday, I'm Brittany Rowe reporting. Eric Ratliff has resigned as the head boys basketball coach at Pike County Central High School after 4 seasons. Ratliff had an overall record of 74-41, including 4 consecutive 60th District championships, 1 15th Region runner-up, and 1 Regional 2A title. Reporting for Mountaintop Sports, I'm Brittany Rowe.
Hey, it's Kristen, Marketing Manager at Appalachian Wireless. I have some great news. Switching to the region's best network has never been easier. With nationwide portability, you can now bring your number to Appalachian Wireless and experience exceptional local customer service with coverage that keeps you connected. Switch to the carrier that puts you first at home or wherever you go. Make the switch today. Visit AppalachianWireless.com or stop by one of our retail or authorized dealer locations for more information. We are you. We are Appalachian Wireless.
1 year ago today, longtime Pikeville firefighter Robert Lindsay died, leaving behind a legacy of service to his community. Today, the city paid tribute to his memory by dedicating a section of the Appalachian Wireless Arena to him. I went to today's dedication and spoke with his daughter.
Family was super important to him, but the next thing was the fire station. And so to know that they are still caring about him and taking care of us and his memory is just wonderful, and it really means a lot.
March 26, 2025 marks 1 year since the tragic passing of Pikeville Fire Inspector Robbie Lindsay. Firefighters, community members, and city officials gathered at the Appalachian Wireless Arena to dedicate a portion of the arena to his memory. Pikeville Fire Chief Johnny Cole speaks on Lindsay and the impact on those who knew him.
Robbie was one of those people that he brought so much to the table. He was very knowledgeable. He cared about the community, cared about all the children. He was a Mason and a Shriner. So children was his top priority in life, was making sure that they had everything and more, and making sure that they was taken care of. When we're out on these calls, is just being presentable, always doing the job correctly, looking the part, and sharing tradition and passing those life lessons along the way is what he would want us to do and continue to do. And that's what we're trying to do day by day, is making sure we realize the tradition that the fire department brings to the table, and just knowing that we're going to be there no matter what. And that's our job, is to make sure that the community knows that they're safe. And that's what Robbie always taught us to do, is make sure that they know they have your trust and your faith, and everything will fall into place. So,
According to Lindsay's daughter, Becca, he never met a stranger and wanted to exhibit kindness toward everyone. Now his family and the Pikeville community as a whole have a better understanding of how instrumental he was for the city.
And my dad has always been my hero. I've always thought he was the most amazing person to walk the face of the earth. And so to know that that is a common feeling. He never met a stranger. He cared for anyone and everyone. He would give you the shirt off his back, his last $20, whatever you needed, if it would make your life easier. He would buy people's lunch just because he felt like it, or if he saw the college kids in town, he would be like, oh, I'll buy their lunch because I know that they're struggling a little bit. So he was just the kindest and always made you feel loved and seen no matter what. And that really shines through. And he was so humble that he wouldn't have acted like it was a big deal. But it really means a lot to know how loved he was, and just to be like, oh yeah, I'm Robbie's daughter, and everybody just tell me how much they loved him and how much of an impact he made on their lives.
That will do it for this edition of the Mountaintop Daily. Be sure to check us out at 6 p.m. every weekday on Mountaintop TV, the Mountaintop TV app, and the Mountaintop News Facebook page. With your Mountaintop Daily, I'm Nick Collum for Mountaintop News.